Hello and welcome to my presentation on the biomechanical analysis of rowing and how to improve training for this sport. Rowing is a multi-joint exercise requiring strength and flexibility at most of the major joints in the body, including the ankle, knee, hips, elbow, shoulder, back, and wrist. Technical training is required to properly time the phases of rowing and their associated muscle contractions to create one fluid, powerful stroke from multiple phases. Rowers must possess a balance of cardiovascular endurance and muscular strength to successfully perform rowing at a collegiate or professional level. Despite this diagram seen on almost every ergometer, many people do not perform these movements correctly or in the right order. I've broken down each frame into 4 phases: catch, drive, finish, and recovery. I will be describing each phase during the video on the next slide. This is myself rowing, and as you can see, the rowing position starts in the catch position with the ankles dorsiflexed, knees and hips flexed, elbows extended, and shoulders protracted. This is the start and end to the movement, and is also where the blade of the oar dips into the water and the drive phase begins. To dip the oar into the water, the rower must flex his wrists to turn the blade downward so that it may catch the water. At this point in the drive, ankle plantar flexion, knee extension, and hip extension occur nearly simultaneously. Notice how the arms stay extended until the knees and hips are extended. Up until this point, the only work being done should be by the legs. After the drive, the finish concludes the stroke portion of the movement. At this point, the knees and hips have been extended, the ankles are plantar flexed, the arms have flexed, and the shoulders are retracted. At this point, the rower extends their wrists to rotate the blade horizontal to the water to begin the recovery phase of the movement. The recovery phase is easy to learn if the movements during the drive have been done in the correct order. Starting with protraction of the shoulders, the arms begin to extend over the knees. At this point, the knees and hips flex with help from the hamstrings, and the ankle dorsiflexes with an eccentric contraction from the gastrocnemius. A list of all of the joints, muscles, and their contractions, rapid accelerations, and extreme range of motion are included on the next slide. The primary focus of this list is without a doubt the legs. Most of the stroke power comes from the leg muscles, which include the quadriceps, hamstrings, and gastrocnemius. Even during the recovery phase of this exercise, most contractions are still concentric due to the lack of resistance from the water during the recovery phase. The hamstrings simply contract to flex the knees, hip flexors, such as the rectus femoris flex the hip, triceps extend the arms, and the pectoralis and deltoid muscles protract the shoulder. This video shows common rowing form by many gym goers. Although the catch and drive are correct, the recovery phase is incorrect. When the knees flex before the hand travels over them, the oar will drop back into the water, causing the rower to catch a crab. The link below the video takes you to a 22-second long video of a novice rower catching a crab. Finally, exercises must be implemented to strengthen the muscles used during rowing. The primary objective of any rowing strength program is to develop lower limb strength using exercises such as the leg press, squat, split squat, and deadlift. Other muscles utilized during rowing include the abdominals, erector spinae, biceps, rhomboids, rear deltoids, and pectoralis muscles. These are just some examples of the exercises which can be utilized in the strength program for rowing. As I stated earlier, cardiovascular fitness is another component which cannot be overlooked. Participation in the sport of rowing requires advanced cardiorespiratory fitness and can be obtained from interval and endurance training on the ergometer to closely imitate sport-specific actions. That was my presentation on the biomechanical analysis of rowing and its training. Please respond to my thread with any comments or questions.